Alright everybody, welcome to video 3. Video 3 we are going over calculating the interest rate. So there is a nice Excel formula here. It's actually called rate. So if we type in rate and hit tab, it's telling you what section or what items you need in order to calculate it. You need the number of periods, payment is your second part, present value here, and then your optionals are future value, type, and guess. And we'll go over that here in a little bit. All right. So first off, let's go ahead and read the question. U.S. Treasury offers to sell you a bond for $600. No payments will be made until the bond matures at 10 years from now, at which time it will be redeemed for $1,000. So we've got the future value, which is $1,000. We just read the present value, which is $600. Notice the number of periods is 10 years. What interest rate would you have earned if you bought this bond for $584? So that last part of the question actually is irrelevant. Doesn't really matter what you bought the bond for since there's a defined present value and defined future value. Because you got $600 as a present value, and then it can be redeemed for $1,000. So that's all you have. I mean, payment's 0. Let's go ahead and calculate it out. So again, equals rate, number of periods is 10. We've got the payment, which is in this case 0. We got present value, and then future value, which I feel like I should probably have to. I think I have to find the negative of one of these. Looks like future value is negative. No, present value is negative. Okay, so I've got to put a negative in for the present value section, and then we get 5.24%. What if you earn if you could buy the bond? Okay, so next part of the question, I'm going to go ahead and copy this formula down. Obviously, it can't be calculated because the numbers aren't here. We got 10, payment 0. Now the present value actually shifts. For this question, it says what rate would you earn if you could buy the bond for $550? So now it's $550. In which, notice it's already calculating something, but we're not done because we don't have the future value here. And we're selling it for $1,000. Your interest rate is now 6.16%. Same question here except for $900. So let's go ahead and just copy all of this. It's the same question except you're changing this from 550 to 900. And we get 1.06%. Also, kind of going back on formatting, guys. These are actually pretty. I've already kind of preset these formats to be pretty clean. But keep in mind, like generally, Excel will give you something like this really big long number when you're calculating, like when you're calculating percent. There's I mean, if you highlight the numbers you want, and again up here is your big formatting section at home, and then this number, you can go ahead and just hit this percentage, and then bring out your decimal places or bring in your decimal places that can make it a little bit more presentable, depending on how granular whoever your viewer is wants to see the data. The reason actually why I brought it up is because I'm noticing these cells are preset to show 2 decimal places. I don't want to see 2 decimal places, so let's go ahead and change those and clean it up, make it at least consistent. All right, question number 6. Robert Corporation earned 70 cents per share in 1999. 10 years later, in 2009, it earned $1.62. What is the growth rate for Robert Corporation's earnings EPS over a 10-year period? Okay, so here we've got our N of 10 years, payment 0 again. It says our present value is actually the 70 cents per share. And then our future value is 162. I'm going to build this out again so we just can kind of see it. Rate, number of periods, we're going to do 10. Payment is 0. The present value is 70 cents, and then the future value is $1.62. I forgot to put the negative before the present value, so negative 70 cents. And our interest rate is 8.75%. 6B is actually a continuation of 6A. It's basically the same data, so copy that over. Except it's saying if the EPS in 2009 had been $1 rather than $1.62, what would the growth rate have been? 1 second, I need to reread this question. If EPS in 2009 had been $1. Oh, so yeah, your future value changes, so not your present value. So your future value is now $1 instead of $1.62, and we notice our interest rate went down significantly to 3.63%. All right, question 15. Haley's Enterprise bonds currently sell for $950. They have a 7-year maturity, an annual coupon rate of $85, and a par value of $1,000. What is their yield to maturity? This is, of course, an interest rate question. So let's go ahead and put in, it says hint, find using the rate function. I don't know if that was supposed to be showed to you guys, but it is. So years of maturity, we've got 7-year maturity, your annual coupon of $85. Current price is currently sells for negative $950 because you're paying $950 for it, or you can do $950 and put it in the formula as I've been doing. Par value is the future value, so we're at $1,000. So what's the required rate of return? So equals rate. Number of periods is 7. Payment is $85. Again, I'm going to put the negative before the present value here. And then your future value is 1,000. So let's go ahead and see what this is. 9.51%. Alright guys, that concludes the rate function on this. So I will see you on the next video.